So in this video, we're going to talk about how the ATF is once again trying to make more people into felons by claiming people are in illegal possession of suppressors. So let's talk about this. But real quick before we jump into this video, if you think the ATF needs to be abolished, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I also want to give a shout out to one of the main supporters of this channel, which is GCA. Through your membership, you get training, education, and self-defense liability protection. So if you carry a firearm, I highly recommend you take a look into GCA, and I'll put a link to them down in the details section. Also want to let you know that this content is powered by the Firearms Policy Coalition. So head on over to joinfpc.org to help support the Second Amendment cause. Thank you again, Firearms Policy Coalition, for supporting this channel. So like I said in the intro, the ATF just sent out a warning notice to customers of Diversified Machine regarding their purchase of solvent traps from the company. The ATF through the letter is claiming that these customers have illegally purchased a silencer in violation of the Gun Control Act and the National Firearms Act. The overreaching theme of the letter is that the ATF is now considering these solvent traps to actually be silencers. Now, real quick before we get into the nitty-gritty of this issue, I want to make it clear that although I am a licensed and practicing attorney in the state of California, this in no way is intended as legal advice. And if you received one of those letters, I highly recommend you reach out to an attorney in your area to help you navigate this issue, but this is not me providing you legal advice. Now, for those of you who are confused about what is going on and why the ATF is sending a letter to customers, in 2020, the ATF raided a company called Diversified Machine. This company is a company that was selling solvent traps with dimples on the end caps. The ATF claimed by these actions, and now through this letter, that under their interpretation of the NFA, these solvent traps which were sold could be readily converted into functioning silencers, and therefore the ATF is considering them to actually be silencers. The ATF claims these solvent traps are silencers since the items have dimples on the end caps and can be easily actually milled out, drilled out, and then actually used to suppress a firearm. The ATF believes these dimples guide customers to drill out the end caps, the result of which would allow these devices to actually be used and function as a suppressor. Prior to this recent action by the ATF had no guidance on what they considered to be a solvent trap and what wasn't, or what would convert a solvent trap maybe into a suppressor. But all of a sudden, the ATF has decided to arbitrarily claim these items fall within the NFA and GCA's definition of silencer and therefore must be regulated. This action is similar to what the ATF has done with other devices. They do this all the time. They did it with bump stocks. They did it with the rare breed FRT-15 trigger. They're currently trying to do it with their proposed rules on frames and receivers and their proposed rules on pistol braces. So again, this is nothing new. The ATF all the time goes in, says we have a new interpretation, and now this device, this item is illegal for you to possess, and just like that, you're a felon overnight. Now, during the raid of Diversified Machine, the ATF seized the company's records that contain information on who purchased these items, who purchased these solvent traps, other devices as well. And all this information appears to have included the names, addresses, maybe even the phone numbers of all these customers. Well, now the ATF has used that information and has sent a warning notice to all of those customers who purchased these items. Now I'm going to read to you real quick what this notice actually says. The notice reads, "The ATF is responsible for enforcing federal firearms laws. ATF has received information that you have acquired or have attempted to acquire one or more silencer kits / silencers or silencer parts from Diversified Machine, which have been determined to be silencers, none of which are registered to you in the National Firearms Registration and Transfer Record as required by the National Firearms Act. This letter officially notifies you that it is a felony violation of federal law to possess a silencer that is not registered to you, and that any silencer devices that are unlawfully possessed are subject to a seizure and forfeiture by the federal government. Possession of any of these unregistered silencer devices could result in prosecution for criminal violations of federal law, as well as potential state violations. Any future purchase or possession of such devices can subject you to prosecution as well." The Gun Control Act, Section 921A, subsection 24, defines the term silencer as any device for silencing, muffling, or diminishing the report of a portable firearm, including any combination of parts designed or redesigned and intended for use in assembling or fabricating a firearm silencer or firearm muffler, and any part intended only for use in such assembly or fabrication. Title 26 U.S. Code Section 5845A subsection 7 and 5861 subsection D makes it unlawful for anyone to possess a silencer as defined in Section 921, that is not registered in accordance with the provisions of the NFA. Therefore, you cannot lawfully possess a silencer without first being a special occupational taxpayer and having the silencer registered in the NFRTR. This notice letter then concludes by stating, immediately contact your local ATF office within 30 days of receipt of this letter to coordinate the abandonment of any silencers. Any future purchase or possession of such devices can subject you to prosecution as well. So that's a letter that the ATF sent out in regards to the purchase and possession of these items. The ATF is claiming that these items are in fact silencers without you even having to modify them. They claim the product as sold is a silencer, and therefore if you purchase one, you are illegally transferring a silencer to yourself essentially, and you are in illegal possession of one as well. So this isn't even an issue of someone not filling out a Form 1 to modify a device into a silencer, but instead they claim that this is maybe more of a violation by you not filing a Form 4, which is issued for you to transfer that device from the company to yourself. So this is a huge mess, but essentially they're just saying that the devices as sold are being considered to actually be silencers, and that your purchase of them, your possession of them, is in violation of the GCA and the NFA. So again, I'm not giving you legal advice, but if you did receive one of these letters, that means the ATF obtained your information from the company and is indicating that they believe you are in illegal possession of a silencer. They are indicating through the letter they may take actions against you, which could include felony prosecution for being in possession of an illegal silencer that was not in compliance with the NFA and the GCA. With all that in mind, I would recommend that if you did get one of these letters, you definitely should reach out to a local attorney, local counsel to guide you through the situation. And for everyone else, this is a big reality check about how the ATF actually operates as an executive agency that likes to attack our Second Amendment rights. Sometimes we are in legal possession of various items, and then even sometimes the ATF directly will say this item is legal, but then at a snap of a finger, the ATF then says, nope, this item is illegal. If you're in possession of it, you are a felon, you need to destroy it, turn it over, or if not, we're gonna prosecute you. And that's the big issue I have with the ATF and a lot of us have with the ATF. The ATF thinks they can play fast and loose with our rights and decide whenever they want when an item can be banned. The ATF is an executive agency. They're not the Congress, they're not a legislator, and therefore they should not be the ones who get to just make up laws whenever they want and just redefine things whenever it suits what they want to do. That is why cases like Apashian's bump stock case and the GOA bump stock case are really important, and they are actually seeking to stop these types of ATF actions and stopping the ATF from just redefining things whenever they want. Hopefully the Supreme Court will take up one of those cases and put an end to this type of ATF overreach and just stop the ATF from being allowed to just run amok. But we will still have to wait and see whether or not the Supreme Court even wants to get involved in this issue. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and comment down below and I'll try to answer the best of my ability. Also, if you guys like this video and like support the channel, one of the best ways to do that is to like, comment, and subscribe. All those things help to fuel the algorithm or fuel Al Gore's rhythm. It adds fuel to his jet and it signals to YouTube that you guys see value in these videos and this type of 2A news. Thank you again to everybody who likes, comments, subscribes, who shares these videos. You guys are directly impacting these videos, directly impacting this channel, and helped me grow beyond what I could have ever thought. So thank you so much. And again, I just want to mention that the Gun News Awards are open right now. It is this kind of award system for the gun industry. I've been nominated in 2 categories. One of the categories is Breakout Creator of the Year, and the other category is Top 2A Voices. So if you guys want to vote for me, I'll leave links down the details section. Also, I'll pin it in the comment, and you guys get 15 votes a day. So you can vote towards me in any of those categories. You can put the votes in both of them, however you want to do that. But regardless, thank you guys all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget, this nation was built by armed scholars. This nation will be maintained by armed scholars.